Dun-dun-dun-dun. 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 Damn, that hurt my hand. All right, we begin today with Uncle Fester trying to read Morticia's future in a crystal ball. He sees an incredible monster with beady little eyes and a forehead like a gorilla, but it just turns out to be his reflection. Then he sees that Tisha's school friend Trivia is coming to visit. Actually, she told him that yesterday, so he's illiterate when it comes to reading the future. Trivia arrives and she announces that she's almost got married. The dude just never asked. She starts singing, so clearly she was a theater kid or something. She was described as sounding as good as the mating call of a platypus. Lurch loves that. Lurch is extra nervous when he tries to hit up her dabberig with the torch. Everyone realizes that someone has a crush. He starts just carrying her upstairs and everyone tells him that's not how humans do things. Trivia got that thing, apparently, so she could tell that Lurch loves her and she has no time for love, only showbiz. She gets back to the terrible singing, so Gomez reverses the gravity to flip the feng shui. All the blood went rushing somewhere on Gomez, so he just pops up and starts smooching on Morticia. She has a duty, so now is not the time. They call Lurch in and confront him about his behoovement. They tell him just say how he feels, and Lurch is as nervous as Ted Bundy in the line for the pearly gates. He gets real sheepish once he gets in front of Trivia, and all he has to say is, "Nice day." Now, I'm not gonna say that's the best way to holler, but it's definitely not the worst. She thinks that he's just a stan and asks if he wants an autograph, but he says hell no. She then realizes he wants to reveal his true feelings. But then she says, "My heart is in showbiz, so better luck next time." Everyone is sad for Lurch, so they decide to do a little bit of media training with Lurch, and if that doesn't work, maybe just lie about his good qualities. Accentuate the good and hide the negative, if you know what I'm saying. Gomez takes Lurch upstairs to teach him about how David killed Goliath, so he better not try him or something along those lines. He falls all the way over, so hopefully never actually does try him. Morticia is painting and Gomez comes in on 10. She denies him again, but she lets him know that Young Wednesday is going to teach Lurch how to dance in the hopes of impressing Trivia. It is now time for the famous Wednesday Addams dance scene. She lets him know that Trivia is a swinger, so he doesn't want to seem like a square. So that's the exact reason why he needs to get his Savion Glover on. After a successful lesson, Lurch has learned so well that he physically cannot stop dancing. Now that is a lesson. Morticia is up early the next morning trying to get her medicinal plants drunk. I'm not much of a horticulturalist, but I'm pretty sure it's for nutrients or something like that. Gomez says he was up all night with Lurch moaning and beating all up on the floor. Luckily, Uncle Fester is going to teach him how to behave properly. Uncle Fester is an old school Mac, learning from the likes of Fillmore and Iceberg Slim. He tries to teach Lurch some of that knowledge, but he must have learned from the Gary Ridge way of talking to women because Lurch starts trying some questionable moves to start off with. He's really struggling because Uncle Fester just really isn't his type. He starts talking about ending it all, and everyone's actually pretty excited for him. Fester and Gomez start helping him get his note worded correctly, but Lurch just wants to be alone. They try to tell him that Romeo and Juliet did the same thing, and they ended up happy. That is to ignore what I previously said on this channel.
Because Juliet does it with Romeo at 13. That is entirely ignoring the fact that Juliet was 13 and Romeo was old enough to run for president.
Somehow, this conversation has Gomez too damn horny once again, but everyone surrounding them keeps them restrained. Lurch tries to sweep Trivia off her feet with the broom, but everyone doesn't understand that you really do need one to sweep someone off their feet. Instead, they want him to play the fiddle for her. Morticia shows him how to do it, and in Lurch's defense, he's actually better than she was, but they both sound like animals perishing. So instead of trying to teach Lurch game at this point, they just have Grandmama make a love potion, which they should have probably went with earlier, honestly. Grandmama is making some jungle juice that she saw on one of those tipsy bartender videos. She just happened to have some Everclear and Hawaiian Punch and some Modelo's waiting around, and she wanted to try it. She gives Trivia some of that yak, and she's already feeling faded and X-rated. They ring for Lurch to come down and take advantage of this drunk woman, and she's so faded that she's literally hanging on Lurch, offering to pay him money, everything. Lurch knows that the law says that women cannot consent under the influence, so he runs the hell out and locks himself out of the room, which is the exact correct thing to do in this scenario. Trivia is so zooted that she's just banging on the door, and when Gomez walks up, she decides that any man will do and jumps all over Gomez. Gomez comes down with his suit all awry and a smoke in hand and tells everyone that Trivia tried to jump his bones. Morticia is actually not really that upset, and Fester wants to see if he can get in on the action. Weird guy. Upstairs, Trivia attacks Fester, which is way more than he bargained for, so he sprints the hell on out, but she gets chased. I think the love potion had ecstasy in it because now she's just rubbing on it. Morticia and Gomez are stunned, but Gomez has a different type of jolting. Morticia lets him know that if he wants to have some French lessons later, they must fix this crazy drunk girl in their living room causing a scene. Luckily, at that moment, the drugs wear off. Ecstasy really don't last that long, I suppose. She has no recollection of anything that happened, but she keeps doing that annoying ass singing, so tragically the potion didn't melt her vocal cords. Later that day, everyone is sitting around sad that they couldn't get Lurch a date with a calendar, but they glad that he won't be leaving them at least. Big Mama thinks that the potion can't be that strong because it barely worked on Trivia, so she just knocks down the whole damn thing. This has her on another damn level.
I'm on a new level.